Happy Thursday. Listen, I actually remember which day of the week it is today. So, hey, hey, hey. Hey, if you're new here, hey, if you're coming back, my name is Shanice, and I typically go lives on Tuesdays and Thursdays. A lot of times, the topics for these lives like literally come to me 2 seconds before I go live. I have been, telling myself I need to kind of plan these out, have set things to talk about. But sometimes it's good to go with the flow and kind of see what you feel led to talk about today. And so the live today is going to be focusing on starting your planner business. So you want to start a planner business, and the question is, should you start that planner business by using Amazon KDP as your printer? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. As people come on in, the conversation could change because lately I've been noticing that with these lives, as people come in, we start talking, we start vibing, the conversation just be going. It just be going. So that's kind of what this is. Hey, Sherry. Hi. Is it Tuxie? Listen, I pronounce things weird, but hey. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hopefully you all have been having a good day. I'm back with my little hats, okay? Because I told my mom, like my mom typically does my hair, and I told her I just need a break. I don't want to have no braids in. I cut my locks off because I wanted to have short hair. So we here with the short hair, okay? And I usually like brush it up for my videos and stuff, but listen, I've just been feeling to be hat girl for a while. So okay, good that I pronounced that correctly because listen, although it's like, why wouldn't I? But the topic for today, so you want to start a planner business, right? You want to start a planner business. You have this amazing idea for a planner. When I started, that's where I was. Thank you. Okay, thank you. When I started, that is exactly where I was. And I should have grabbed that planner. Listen, sometimes I don't be getting my things together, but I should have grabbed that planner. But on my channel, I always talk about my locked hair care and growth journal. I call it a journal, but it's more of a planner because I do have a monthly planning sheet in there. If I see it, I'll grab it because I think it'll be, it would have been a little great to, you know what? I see it over there in my bookshelf. I'm actually gonna go ahead and grab it. I'm gonna grab both of them. Oh, and I also have my budget planner. Listen, okay. And I also have this planner that I bought from somebody on. Listen, I be buying y'all products. I don't know who I bought this from. Faith in Our Footsteps. Faith in Our Footsteps. I'm not sure who I bought this from, but it's someone from my YouTube channel. They sent me a link and I bought I bought their journal. And I probably will put those on my Amazon store if you guys don't mind. Like if I buy your journals or whatever you have and you don't mind if I put it in your Amazon store, in my Amazon store, let me know, because I would just kind of create like a little page for just like, journals, and you guys can support each other and things like that. So I got my locked hair care and growth journal. So this is the first thing I wanted to put on Amazon KDP. So I call it a journal, but it's really a planner because I do have this page. Can we see it? So it's a monthly planning page, right? So it's really a planner. So when I first created this, I created it and I printed it through KDP. So this was the first thing I made and printed on KDP. And when I created this, I had the thinking that I want to create something that people can purchase easily. And I want them to, and I don't want to have a lot of costs on me, because a lot of times you're creating a product, you're like, I don't know if anybody's going to buy this. You know what I mean? They buy the digital product for $2, but I don't know if they're willing to shell out more than that $2 on a physical product or a physical book. So that was the main reason why I chose to go with KDP. Had nothing to do with the functionality of the book. I just wanted to put something out there that would be low cost for me as a way for me to test the market. And so if that's you, thank you so much. Is it really nice of me? I don't know, because you guys support me. So I'm like, if I can support you too, that's kind of that's how we should do it, right? That's how the world works. You support and you support and just kind of but I guess I don't know. I don't know if it's nice of me. I think it's just what we should be doing anyways. So if that's you and your thinking is, I want to start this planner business, I want to sell this planner, I have this great idea and I want to put it out in the world, but I a platform like Amazon KDP because it's easy. Everybody's on Amazon. They got that little 2-day shipping. So it's a great reason if that's where you are wanting to get published on Amazon and sell your planner. So whatever idea you have, I'm pretty sure you can make your planner, bring it to life, and it will touch people. Because when I was making this, it was just from the basis of there are lots of natural hair care planners, but I'm not really seeing any locked hair care planners or journals. And I didn't know the impact it would have. Just the other day, I was sharing this in another one of my lives. I went on Instagram and somebody had left me a comment and I didn't see the comment because I hadn't been on that Instagram page for a long time. And she was just, thanking me for putting it out there because she's saying, she's still on her lock journey. And sometimes she reads back through the entries because I do have like pages in there for like reflection. So like at the end of the month, you can do a hair assessment. I said hair, you can know that I'm from the Caribbean. You can do a hair assessment and you can talk about whatever issues you've been having because people be struggling with their locks. Whatever questions you can ask your hairdresser, any changes you're having with your locks. So she actually said, this has been helpful for me. And I just want to tell you, thank you for putting it out there. So whatever idea, saying this to say, whatever idea you have, I'm sure it's a great idea and it can really touch someone. It's really going to make an impact, even if it's one person, right? Sometimes we have to focus on the one person that can benefit from whatever product we put out. So if that's you and you're thinking, should I go ahead and print my planner with KDP just to start out, just to test the market? Then I would say yes. Go ahead and print your planner with KDP. Are they the most functional printers for your planner? Absolutely not, because on KDP, you're only going to get two options. You're going to get a paperback option or a hardcover option, right? So I chose the paperback when I first did this planner. After everything happened with KDP, I decided that this was my breakout planner. I have, just even that one person sharing how this was helpful for her, I knew that I needed to republish this planner because I just felt like it was something important for me to do. So I went on Lulu after everything happened with KDP and I republished the planner and I chose to go ahead with the wire bounded format that Lulu, or people call this coil. So it's like a coil bounded version that you can get with Lulu. And I went glossy on this one as opposed to the matte, which I went with on this one. And so this planner to me is more functional, right? Because you could do this, because I also have coloring pages in there. So if you're coloring, you could do that. I changed up the monthly hair assessment as well. You could kind of glue in your pictures because I made it so that people can kind of glue pictures of their hair. So to me, this one from Lulu is a lot more functional for the user, right? But when I first started out, I didn't even know that I could go with Lulu and still not pay any money because sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So I thought where I was, 2 years ago, that Amazon KDP was the only option for creating a print on demand planner or journal. And I'm here to tell you that they are not. Yes, they have the biggest marketplace. But if I'm being quite honest with you, I don't know how many people saw this planner just on KDP and purchased it. To me, it seems like a lot of people who purchased this planner came from my website. They came from my blog, which means that I was driving a lot of the traffic to this product, which says that I don't have to go with a platform like KDP and get locked into that platform with only that format when they're not the only print on demand provider and I'm driving my own traffic. I'm not quite sure how to do my planner. Do you have a class on YouTube or video on how to do it? You know what? I don't have like a full video on creating a planner, but maybe I'll put that on my list. I have a long list of video ideas, you guys, and so that one's gonna go on my list. Or maybe I'll make like a video. Maybe I'll do like a master class. Would y'all come to a master class? Would y'all come to a master class? Let me know, because I've been working on my sticky notes course and whew, it's a labor of love. And I think it would have been better if I did it as a master class where we come, we do it live, we ask questions, and then I can take that video recording and then put it on as a course. I think if I was doing something like that, I would have already gotten it done. So if y'all would come to a masterclass, hey, thank you for responding. Okay, so maybe we should do that. I'm gonna plan that out. I'm gonna plan that out. So it'll be like a journal planner masterclass. Okay, all right. I'll plan it out. So hey. So with Lulu, can you order your own planners, sell them on your own? I heard of Lulu years ago. Your planner is nice. All right, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and answer all of those questions. Can you write a book? So yes, so you can do all of those things on Lulu. So with Lulu, you have a couple different options. The first option is that you can just print. So you don't have to list it on a marketplace. You don't have to do anything. You could just print. You could just go on there, upload your book, upload your file, and just print it in whichever format you choose. The second option is you can publish on the Lulu Marketplace, right? So Lulu Marketplace is kind of like Amazon's Marketplace. It's not as popular, but I have heard people getting sales from the Marketplace. I think you would just have to find the right book that works for their Marketplace, and you could probably find success. The third option is to use their app. For some websites, it's an app, like on Shopify, it's an app, but on WooCommerce, it's just a direct connection. So you would link it, and then you can sell your books on your own website. So when somebody goes to purchase something, it seems like they're purchasing it from you because they're on your website. They never see Lulu. They make a purchase, it automatically gets sent to Lulu. You pay Lulu how much they're gonna charge you to print it, and then they ship that product to your customer. So it seems like it's coming from you. And this integration makes it a lot easier to do other things on your website. So say you want to sell your book, you want to sell a bookmark, sticky notes, you want to sell tote bags, you want to have like a full print on demand store surrounding your book, you can use Lulu, because then your customer can add all of those products to their cart and never have to go to like a different website to check out. And then the other option that they do offer is wide distribution, which means that they will take your book and they will send it to Amazon, send it to Ingram Spark, send it to Barnes and Noble. So they do offer that wide distribution. However, when I looked at it, the wide distribution, they take a lot of money just because they charge you a distribution fee. So whereas if somebody purchases my product on my own website, I would get $15 because I sell this book on the website for about $30. So if somebody purchases it, I would get about 15. But with the wide distribution, so if it's on KDP, I only get 6. So that's a whole lot of money. Thank you so much. I'm a Christian. Sorry, but you can write on paper, happy birthday. No, I can't do that. So that's Lulu. And then that's kind of where I got this one. So in terms of formatting, I definitely prefer Lulu and this planner as opposed to this one, but that's just my personal preference. And that is something that as you grow and start your business, you'll also learn what your customers prefer. So are you targeting an audience that prefers a high class planner, right? And if your customer prefers like a high class planner with gold foiling, with metal corners, then I do have vendors in my ebook, More Than a Vendor List, that offer that, right? So if you know, you're depending on who you're targeting, you're gonna need to fit your planner to that type of audience. And of course, you charge more. So I do have a print on demand vendor in that ebook that offers, you know, gold foil and metal edges. And when I did a quote from them, they said to me, okay, for a certain specialty, we don't do print on demand. So you can't do print on demand for some of the specialty options that they have, simply because for them, it's going to be too much to print one planner with gold foiling, right? As opposed to printing 25 planners with gold foiling. So for some options, they're going to say, hey, we're not going to do this item print on demand. But for some other options, they do offer print on demand. So I asked them, can I get a quote for print on demand versus buying 25 each? And for a specialty planner, that quote was about $30. Now, when you look at specialty planners online, they typically sell for $50, right? So I'm going to give you an example. I have this Boss business planner. If you're looking for a business planner, this is a great one because I made it myself. So I have this Boss business planner. So it just has, monthly planning pages. It has weekly planning pages. I love to use sticky notes all over my planner, you guys. And then I also have just like content planning pages. I have a monthly reflection page. So this one, I sell it on my website for $20 something, maybe like $26 or $27. But if I was to go specialty on this, so say I was to go hardcover, right? I was to go metal corners. I was to go some type of unique design on there. I would also make it smaller, right? So it wouldn't be this big. It would probably be much smaller. And I'm probably going to sell this for like $55. Now, the best time to try to launch a planner like that is, starting anywhere from like August, right? So anywhere from August, you're revving up. I'm going to put out this planner. It's going to be a business planner. You have a sample. You're showing the sample. If you're doing print on demand, they can already purchase it. I like to go undated for my planners. I don't know what you guys feel. Let me know. Do you prefer dated or undated on your planners? I like to make planners undated because it's a lot of work to create planners, and to try to put dates in there, it's not my vibe. It's not my vibe. And then I'm also a person who not every month I'm going to use my planner. So I don't even like to purchase dated planners just because I don't want it to be that I missed a whole month and now it's like I missed a whole month, right? So I like to go undated. I feel like I get more functionality. Sometimes if I don't finish a dated planner, it's just sitting there. Like for instance, I have one right here. And this is how you know I wasn't smart, because I went ahead and put 2022 on this planner. This is a planner that I made from another vendor on my vendor list. I made it, as you can see, in 2022. This one does have wire bounded. It's nice and small. And this was a great planner. This is my 2022 planner. When I was heavy running my stationery business, I made this one. And you know what? Maybe I need to go back to making another one of these, because now looking, do you guys ever go back and look through your planners? Undated, nice. Do you guys ever go back and look through your planners? I was killing it in 2022, listen. But this is a really simple undated planner. And again, the vendor for this one is in my vendor list as well. Love me a good planner. All right, let me answer a couple of questions before I get back talking, because I could talk. All right. When you made 60K from Amazon KDP, how much you paid in taxes? You trying to ask me my business. I am going to answer you though. If it's dated after the time passes, if you didn't finish, would it just be a waste of money? Basically, if it's dated and the time passes, it's a waste of money. I've bought, like, sometimes I go on Amazon and I get dated planners at a discounted price, because after 2021, who's going to buy your planner? Absolutely no one. So sometimes I go on Amazon and I buy the disc bounded planners from Happy Planner at the low price when they're like old. And I would just like take out the discs and use them to create another planner, which is what I'm going to talk about next. Okay, thanks for the info on Lulu. And do you have to purchase your own ISBN on Lulu, or do Lulu provide an ISBN? So they do also provide an ISBN for free. I also answered that in my video that I just posted today on ISBNs, which is not doing very well. But Lulu does offer a free ISBN, and you don't need one to print with them at all. You don't even need an ISBN to post on the Lulu marketplace. Do you have lots of planner or journal vendors? I have about 7. So I have 7 vendors for journals and planners. A lot of the vendors that print your planners would also print your journals. So there's about 7 of them. And I just added one yesterday. So I need to send an updated list to everybody who's already purchased it. Because the one that I added yesterday, they also do lots of different specialty options. And what I love about them is that they offer print on demand. So I like to vet the vendors before I add them onto the list. So for the one I just added, I reached out to them. I got a quote from them because I wanted to make sure it was affordable. Sometimes people will tell you print on demand and then the print on demand is like $50. How are you even going to sell that? But at $30 for print on demand, it's actually really good because those specialty planners typically sell for about $50, especially if your planner is really, really, really niche specific. Those can definitely sell for about $50. All right, so how much did I pay for taxes on KDP after making 60K on KDP? So my tax bill would have been about $20,000. However, because I've been in business for a little while. So I know that the reason the tax bill is going to be that high is because when you sell books online or when you have a print on demand business, you do not have any overhead, right? You don't have a lot of expenses. You're not purchasing your own inventory because it's print on demand. A lot of times, for a lot of people, they're not paying for marketing, right? So some people run ads, and ads is, it's an expense that you can deduct. But a lot of people, they don't have any expenses to deduct on those taxes. In my case, I saw when it was getting closer to the end of the year that I had no write-offs. I didn't have any write-offs. So I'm like, I need to get myself some write-offs. And so what I did was I invested a lot of that money into different things that would be considered write-offs, so assets. So when you purchase like a computer, if you purchase a computer for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, which is what a good computer goes for, that's a write-off. You can choose that I'm going to take this money right now instead of depreciating it over the next 5 to 6 years. So that's what I did. As I saw it was coming close to the end of the year, I'm like, I need to get me some write-offs. So I purchased things that I needed for my business, right? So if you ship a lot of orders, if you're always driving to the post office, that's a whole car. 20K is a whole vehicle. And you can literally write that whole car off, okay? So don't play with your money. Get you a tax accountant. Don't play with your money. It makes no sense to go back giving that money to the IRS, right? So just something to note if you guys are, making money online, you don't have any expenses. Whenever you see coming close to the end of the year and you don't have any expenses, go ahead and get you some expenses. You can write off home office, phone. Yeah, yep. You can write all that off. All that stuff, write-offs. If you purchase my vendors list, write-off. You took a course for your business. You needed to learn some marketing skills. You took a course, write-offs. All you need to do is make sure that you have a set system for keeping up with your receipts. Make sure that it's reasonable. So it's not that you're going to write something off that you're not actually using for your business, right? So your write-offs have to be reasonable. So some people go on business trips, right? They have business meetings, write-offs, right? So we trying to live a write-off type of lifestyle, right? So your phone bill, if you have a business phone versus a personal phone, write-off. So don't mess with your money like that. Thank you so much. I'm so happy because I made it especially for you. I made that video especially for you. So let's jump back to the planner situation. So I just showed you guys a couple. I also wanted to talk about Handmade because I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to be that, it's like you're going to start a planner business. You have to use a company. You have to purchase a vendor list. You have to no, you don't. You can do all of these things handmade. Perfect example is this disc-bound planner. Disc-bound planners are really easy to make. And in my Amazon store, I actually linked a puncher for you because with a disc-bound planner, all you need to do is punch these pages. So you punch the pages and you pop it into the planner, right? That's literally all you do. They sell these on Amazon. You can buy the discs on Amazon. They also sell papers that are already punched. Papers are already punched. You can do that too. And they also sell paper, the puncher. So if you didn't want to buy the papers that were already punched, you wanted to just buy paper, print it at home, and then you go through and you punch the sheets yourself. They also sell the punching machines. So you can make your planner at home. And you can also make it fully customizable. And that's something that upsells your planner as well. So if you wanted to make the planner fully customizable for the user, then this is one option you can take. There is also a really good business that is trending on socials right now. I think they're doing so good on TikTok. And she goes live like every other day, I believe, and she packs orders for her clients, and she makes everything fully customizable. So the option that that company is using is this option where you purchase bulk of these, and you can get these on Amazon. They also, if your business gets to the point where it's cheaper to source these from overseas, you can get these from overseas. And what she does is she sells these inserts. And this is a planner that I created a couple years ago, you guys, when I was going to get into my custom planner era, and then I completely changed my mind. So she just has these inserts. Like, these are just inserts that I made, right? And so she says, okay, do you want a self-care planning bundle, right? So in your planner, you can put self-care, you can put fitness, you can put finances. So she has all these mini planners, and then the user goes onto her site, they purchase their bundle, and then she just groups them into a planner. And she also puts their names on them. So she has something like a Cricut machine, and she puts the names of the customers. She just uses the Cricut, prints it out, puts it on here. And she sells these for like $30-$40. And come on, you know what I mean? So if you want to go handmade, don't box yourself in. You can definitely do it. It's not that hard. So this was a planner that I used for a good portion of time. Because as I said, you guys, I love planning. This business didn't just come up because I wanted to sell things. I actually enjoy planning. See, this was one of my little sticky notes that I put in there. I actually enjoy things like this. And I also put a habit tracker in mine. So, you can customize these. You can do literally whatever you want to make your business work, right? So that's another approach if you're looking to go handmade. I'm glad you're talking about handmade journals. I'm looking to do that and to add bling to some of my images. Yes, listen, okay. So many options, so many opportunity. And handmade is also good when you're just starting out and you're trying to test things. You're trying to see the vibe you get. And people love a good personalized item. Personalized items are always going to trend, because I can remember I was selling one sticky note for one set of 50 sheets for $6. And I said, you know what? I wonder if people would want these personalized. So I started selling one personalized sticky note for $10. You know how many people purchased those? I was so shocked. And then I started saying, you know what? What if I could bundle and you could get 5 personalized sticky notes, a set of 5 for $40? Do you know how many people purchased these as gifts? I had lots of teachers purchasing from, because on there I had put from the desk of Miss Callio. So you had lots of people from the desk of Miss Thomas, from the desk of, and it worked. It worked. It worked to the point that I was like, okay, maybe if I could give you a personalized sticky note, and then I can add on a personalized notepad. And now look at that. You have a whole stationery set. Let me throw a pen in there. Make this a bundle, $30. Because as you start your business, you start to realize that although you are so appreciative for the person who came and they purchased one $6 sticky note, you're so appreciative for that. And you're realizing that $6 ain't gonna drive your business nowhere. When you think about it, how many customers do you need to purchase your product at $6 for you to make decent money? If we take my journal on Amazon KDP, I was making $1.90 profit on that journal. It took 35,000. 35,000. Do you know how many people that is? 35,000? That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And you make what on that? You make $67,000. And you know what? A year ago, when I was thinking small, $67,000 was a whole lot of money. It's a whole lot of money, right? But as your business grows, you start to realize that $67,000 for some bigger companies is 1 month, right? So we don't want to think small. We want to think big. Whatever businesses we're creating, we don't want to be the solopreneur forever. Right? We want a business where we can hire someone. If you make $67,000, who can you hire? You know what I mean? You can't truly have a full-time employee, and that's what you're making in your business. So that's thinking small. So if you start to think about that, you're starting to realize that you need a product that's going to bring in much more than $5, $6. And that's where bundling comes in. That's where you need to start thinking about, how can I upsell? How can I cross sell? How can I do things in my business that's going to ensure that my order value is increasing, right? Because yes, you're appreciative for the $5, $6, but just think about how many customers you need to make that happen. So when you're thinking about starting your business, think about other things that you can add on to make what you're selling more valuable. So the sticky note, it's more valuable when you have a matching notepad, especially if a lot of your customers are going to be people who are looking to gift. When people are looking to gift, they're looking to spend, right? Because sometimes people feel a little way when they send a gift to someone and the gift is cheap or the gift is, too low. Like sometimes people have a certain budget that they want for gifts, right? And I see that happening all the time in my shop. Like my biggest orders a lot of times are gifts. I've even had a customer who she spent about $50 in my store and she spent $70 on shipping. And I saw that and I was just like, how you gonna spend $50 in my store and $70 in shipping? Because for her, she was getting a gift, and getting the gift there on time was really important. It was really important. So we definitely need to be thinking about our business in that way. Use sales funnels. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Sales funnels, 100%. Definitely. So definitely need to have a free opt-in, and that free opt-in needs to land someone to your paid product. Of course, we want to kind of be careful. At least for me, I always like to be careful with how I'm using my sales funnels, because I never want, sometimes people use sales funnels these days where you purchase something for $1, you go in, like that's what they've been doing now for some reason, something really low cost, $7, let's say $7. You go in expecting value, but in reality, what you get is just an upsell. I'm not going to continue on to spend more money for you if you don't deliver value in the $7 product. So for me, I like to deliver value in everything. So if you're downloading a free product, I want that free product to be exactly what I told you it would be. And now I can upsell you on something else because you've already gotten what you came for. You didn't come here and then I'm just upselling you. So definitely something that I've been trying to be mindful of. You're so right. People do love personalized items. I would like to join your membership because you're so transparent and you have lots of knowledge on marketing and other platforms. So much. I do appreciate that. Does Amazon place a cap on how much you can charge for your? I don't think so for the journals. They do place a cap for ebooks. So for ebooks, you have two options. There is the 30% option, and if you're gonna get paid 30%, I think you can set your ebook for whatever you want to. And then there is the 70% option, and at the 70% option, they cap you at $9, I think. Correct me if you guys know and I was wrong on that. Correct me if I was wrong on that. But I think for ebooks, it's 70%, but it has to be priced between $2.99 and $9.99. And then for 30% profit, or revenue, whatever you call it. I guess it would be profit in that case. For 30%, you can price your book for whatever you want. What is a sales funnel? So a sales funnel is basically something that's going to lead people to purchase your product. So for a lot of online people these days, they may have like a free opt-in. So they have a freebie that they give to you. And as soon as you put in your email address for that freebie, they redirect you to a paid product. So say you download a guide on how to grow your YouTube channel. This is a free guide. You put in your email address, you download the free guide. That email is going to be off to you in your inbox, right? So they're going to send you an email with the link to download the product. And then instead of you just like randomly browsing around, they're going to automatically redirect you to a website that says, purchase this course, get more value at $9.99. We're going to teach you even more about how to grow your YouTube channel. So it's good, because that's business. A lot of times we're giving away free things because this is what we do. This is business. So sales funnels are great. It's just a matter of making sure to deliver value whenever you're charging people. So I've taken a course. It was a $1 course on how to grow your YouTube channel. And it was a great course. I'm not going to lie. I learned a lot of things from that $1 course. But I actually didn't just spend $1 because when I was signing up, I didn't know that the materials to actually help you to be successful were $27. So I get into the $1 course and I'm like, but wait a second, where are the templates? Where are the worksheets? Where are the resources that you're talking about in the video? I can't access them. And they were like, if you pay $27, you'll get the worksheets. You can work along with us. I'm just like, here's my $27, because at this point the course is useless to me if I don't have these things, and this is what I thought I was paying for. So, when things like that happen, you feel like they scammed you. I'm like, you just scammed me out of my money? What you talking about? So I don't like things like that. So I don't do things like that in my business. Like, if you purchase my vendor list, you're going to go into there and you're going to see the vendors. That's what you're purchasing. If you purchase my ebook From Passion to Profits, you're going to go in there and you're going to see the information that's going to help you to go from passion to profits. It's not going to be like you're going to go in there and then I'm going to say, come and take my coaching program on passion to profits before actually giving you the information. No, I'm going to give you the information and then I'm going to say, hey, if you feel like you're in a position where you would prefer to talk with someone one-on-one, go through these steps together over 4 weeks, then go ahead and reach out to me for this coaching program. But at the end of the day, you don't need the coaching program to be successful with what you've already paid for, because it's all there in the ebook. So that's what people be doing these days. They be scamming in these streets. And as a business owner, sometimes because a lot of times I feel like you learn best by tapping into what other people have and what they're selling, because, everything is learning, right? So when I make an investment, like I'm like, okay, let me sign up for this $1 course. A part of it is I want to see what's in this course because I'm trying to create a course for myself. And I want to see, how are they structuring this course, right? This is a course that lots of people are taking. How are they structuring the course? How long are the videos in each course? What materials come with the course? Because I want to learn how to create a great course for myself. So instead of like taking a course on how to create a course, I take a course that's going to teach me something completely different so that I can learn how to create a course from that. Same with an ebook. If I'm looking to sell an ebook, maybe I'll purchase an ebook to kind of see what's the format of this ebook, what kind of vibe is it given. That way I can know when I create it for myself, I know I can make mine better because I looked at this thing that wasn't as good. I don't know if that makes any sense. And then at the end of the day, these are tax write-offs. So take the little $27 because I done saved my receipt. I don't have everything on my little, tax file. At the end of the year, it's whatever, it's whatever. We living in the tax write-off life. So get your LLCs. Get your LLCs. Do you recommend hardcover or paperback journals? I have a journal from 2 years ago on Amazon, but I didn't market them. And I realized if you don't market your books, listen, they just sit there. The only way they don't sit there is if you did amazing keyword research. That's the only way they don't sit there. Do I prefer hardcover or paperback journal? It really depends on you and what you're trying to do. So for this, and also what the journal is intended for. So take this journal, for instance. This is my reading journal. I have not republished it yet. I haven't decided if I want to. So this is a reading journal. I like reading sometimes. Sometimes I like to read. So this is a reading journal, and I made this entry in 2020. So when I was creating this journal, my thought was that people who are going to be purchasing this reading journal are going to be reading. It's for some people, they might read 12 books a year, 10 books a year. So I figured a hardcover would be more, what do you call it? It would be more sturdy. I don't know. It would be something that you could keep with you for 5, 6, 7 years, and it still looks good after that time. So that was my goal when I was creating this. I'm like, it's important to have it in hardcover because if you're going to be reading and you're going to be documenting the books that you're reading over a long period of time, then you want to have something that is going to hold up over a long period of time. However, with hardcovers, you do have to sell them for a lot more. So honestly, a lot of people did end up purchasing the paperback because at the time the paperback was $9 and I feel the hardcover was like $18. So most people did purchase the paperback. So my reasoning, they didn't even care about, they cared about the price. They only cared about the price. They didn't care about the what I was trying to talk about. Versus, I'm going to go ahead and quickly grab a paperback journal that I have that I've been using over a long period of time. It's actually in my Bible bag. And you know what else is in my Bible bag? The next thing that's in my Bible bag is Stalking Jesus, There's No Restraining Order, which I've been using. Let me see if I even got to any other entries because listen, I need to do better. My girl Sherry, if you guys are looking for a nice journal for just, spending time with God, it's actually really, really good. So that's my girl Sherry on this journal. So this is my journal from KDP. I got this one in 2021, right? And I use it. So you see how you can definitely see the wear and tear on this. And I use it. When I say I use it, I mean like I actually use it, right? So, and I've been using this for about 2 years. Yes, yes, yes. Go ahead and support her. This is her journal. I'm going to go ahead and link it in my Amazon store so that it's going to be, and I'm going to put like any journals that I buy from you guys, I'm going to create a section in my Amazon store and put your journals. If you have a journal that's on Amazon, you want to go ahead and send me a link. You could DM me on Instagram at Shanice on Biz so I can purchase your journal. So both of these are, were roughly made around the same time. And paperback, you can definitely see the wear and tear, especially if it's a journal that the person is going to be using, versus the hardcover, it still looks, pretty good. So that's kind of what I would say with that. And I have another journal. I don't feel like getting up again, but I have another journal and it's made with the wire format. And honestly, it doesn't look as bad. And I've had it for just around the same time. This is my God in My Business journal. This one was made using Lulu. I use this one a lot too. This is my most recent journal that I'm using. So I've been using this for, I want to say maybe 2 months. I've been using this pretty consistently for about 2 months. And this one was made with Lulu. You know what I feel like? I feel like this video is just showing how obsessed I am with how obsessed I am with journals and planners. And listen, you guys, the obsession is real. I'm not on here talking about journals and planners and because I'm trying to make money. Like the obsession is actually real. It's actually real. And I'm just seeing how real it is as I'm sitting here. How much did Lulu charge you for that? for me to get it, or like to print it, or because they do charge $5 and something for shipping. And I think to print this, it was about $6. So I feel like in total, I paid maybe like, I bought two and I paid like 20 something dollars. This was about $6 or $7 to print. Yeah, I think it was about $6 or $7. So on my website, I sell these for about $16. And if somebody purchases it, I feel like I get about $8 after, Lulu takes their fees and all that stuff. No worries, you are not obsessed with passionate. Yes, there we go. Passionate. I'm so passionate about all things paper goods. I am so passionate about all things paper goods. So that's where we are. I had someone purchase my vendor list, and she made her first sticky note, and she sent me on Instagram. She was just like, I wanted you to be the first one to see the sticky note that I made. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I literally can't wait for her sticky notes to hit the market, because what I love about her sticky notes is the idea behind it. So she kind of she got inspired when I was sharing that I started my business because I had locks, and I wanted to share that, my passion for locks with people. And so when she came to one of my coaching sessions, and she was sharing that for her, she's also dealing with hair issues. And so she's creating her products for women who also want to be seen in kind of whatever they're going through. So when she sent me the sticky note, I was just like, listen, okay, don't have me tearing up at not just the sticky note, but the impact. You know what I mean? The impact. And that's kind of what I wanted to create with my stationery business when I started it. It's like, I just wanted to create an impact, and I feel like I did that. So whatever you want to do, you're going to be successful as long as your goals, and your goal shouldn't be financial, it shouldn't be views, it should be impact. If your goal is impact, then you're already successful. I noticed the paperback journals don't last as long with the hardcover. I like your Lulu Carl Bench. Your journals to you. All bulk or your journals that you make? Yes, you can buy bulk. They do not, from what I've seen, they do not offer like any great discounts for purchasing in bulk like a lot of the other vendors in my vendor list do. So a lot of the other vendors in the list, if you purchase one, you may pay $7, right? But if you purchase 50 or 100, you're going to pay significantly less than if you purchase one. For even with the sticky notes. So if you purchase one sticky note, you may pay $4. But if you purchase like 50, or even one time I purchased like 500 sticky notes, and I couldn't even believe how cheap it went down to. Like it went down to probably like 60 or 70% cheaper by purchasing more. Lulu doesn't really offer that, which is the sad part, because in a business, that is definitely something that's important, right? Because when you're starting out, you're ordering 10, you're okay, you know what, I'm gonna get this at the higher cost. But if your business gets to the point where now you are needing to purchase 500, you don't want to be paying the same price as you would purchase for one. So from what I've seen, they don't offer that, but I don't know. Maybe they might offer that later on. I'm trying to set up my domain, MailChimp. Of course, it's an upgrade. Yes, it's an upgrade. But you don't need one. When you say set up your domain, what do you mean? Because you don't necessarily need one. What I did with MailChimp was I had my website, and I took their code for the pop-up, and I just put that code onto my website. I never needed to put the domain on there. Yeah, Lulu is great. I've been enjoying Lulu. I've really been enjoying them. Definitely, you have to do the work in your business and market your products. And because that was something that I was already used to, even when my products were on KDP, I didn't even think Amazon could sell my books. I was just like, go purchase this on Amazon. So I was always that person. So for me, like Lulu is great because I can sell other things and people can just make one big checkout. And honestly, If I had known about Lulu from the get, I probably would have used them, because I had a lot of people who would go to my website, purchase like sticky notes and notepads, and then click over to Amazon and purchase the journals, which in I could have just had it all in one place and it would have still been a great order, and they would have still had a great shopping experience. So I feel like if I had known about Lulu, I would have used them earlier. But it wasn't until after everything with Amazon KDP that I really started looking into this. Like, are there alternatives out there for people to do this, or is this the only way? So things have to happen for things to happen. I'm going to go. Yeah, they're great. I wanted my domain to show when an email was sent, not MailChimp. Okay. Yeah, so if you don't want it to say like from MailChimp, then you're definitely gonna have to upgrade to remove that. But in terms of your email, it should come from your email. So there should be a section on MailChimp where you put send from email address. And then you can put in, so if your email address is hey@stockjesus.com, you can put that, so then the email would come from hey@stockjesus.com. But then at the bottom, it's going to say sent by MailChimp or powered by MailChimp or whatever they say. I don't know what they say, but it should still come from you. What is the best email service to use for customers, and do you recommend sending your customers text messages? I can't say which one is best. What I can say is that user friendly, in terms of user friendly, easy to use, just great features, I would say MailChimp, because I found MailChimp to be super user friendly, but they only give you 500 free email addresses. In terms of, like, how do I say this? More email addresses that you can collect. I would say ConvertKit is great because that's what I'm using now. Of course, I can't speak about the other email platforms because I've only used MailChimp and ConvertKit. Those are the only two that I've personally used. So right now I'm with ConvertKit. They do have a plan that gives you up to 10,000. However, y'all, when I signed up for this plan, I didn't know that it would be tagging on other people that could benefit from that, tagging on other email lists that people should sign up for. So that's one of the things with ConvertKit. It's that, and I just tested this out and I was a little annoyed. I'm like, oh man, am I gonna have to upgrade now? So basically, they allow you to have up to 10,000 email subscribers. However, whenever you send an email or whenever somebody signs up for your email list, it's gonna pop up and it's gonna say, you may also like these other creators. I was like, what? I don't want this to pop up after somebody signs up for my email list. I want you to get redirected to my thing. I don't want it to pop up to say, do you want to sign up for these other creators? So if you see that on ConvertKit, don't click it. Because right now I'm like, I'm either going to have to just roll with that for a little while, or I'm just going to have to upgrade and pay the $20 a month. And that's the next thing with growing your business. Like, as you grow your business, just know that them expenses gonna grow too. So you definitely need to be thinking about your business like a business, because no matter what, the expenses are going to hit, right? So regardless of if you send an email or not, they're gonna charge you their little $20-some a month. So make sure that if you are paying for a service, you have a clear strategy to utilize that service, because them expenses gonna hit. They don't care if you make a sale or not, okay? And that is why typically I don't recommend like Shopify to people just starting out, because you don't want to have to be paying $40 a month. For some of us, imagine if you're selling a product at $5. How many products do you need to sell to get the $40 just to pay Shopify? No, it's like we may think about $40 as not a lot, but when I was teaching, 2 hours of work is $40. Okay, 2 hours. That's a long time. That's a lot. So, yeah. You're making, of course, yes. I recommend getting an LLC. How you gonna get them tax write-offs? You can still get the tax write. Don't get me wrong. You can still take your write-offs if you don't have an LLC. You can still do it, definitely. But it's just better when you do have your LLC. When you have your LLC, you have your EIN, then you can go ahead and get a business bank account. You can go ahead and get a business credit card. I've been loving my business credit card because a lot of times I put the expenses for my business on the business credit card. And then, because some things don't pay you out in time. For instance, YouTube only pays me once a month. So if I have an expense come up, that goes onto my business credit card. And then when YouTube pays me, I can just clear off that balance. So definitely want to get an LLC. Definitely look into getting your business credit card, your business debit card. All of those things are great to have. So yeah. I mean, it's a process, you don't have to rush to get your LLC. You can wait till, what I did in my business was I waited until I made enough to pay for the LLC, because the LLC is going to cost you, depending on where you live, anywhere from like $200 to $500. So I waited until I made, because how I started was digital products, you guys. So I sold digital products on Etsy. It took me a long time to make like $400. And then when I made that $400, I used that money to invest into everything else that I did in my business, because I was on a teacher's salary. Okay. I was on a teacher's salary. So I needed to find a way to flip the money. You may never make 40 a month, but listen, okay, you don't even make the $40 and they charging you. Do you have a business savings and checking, or just a checking? I have just a business checking. And the reason I don't have a business savings is because I haven't found one that gives me the same interest on my savings that I get with Capital One. So I have a Capital One high yield savings. Listen, after this video, I'm going to come drop all of these links in the description. So if you need to sign up for business debit, business credit, savings account, come back later on after I update the video with all my affiliate links. Okay. So I have a Capital One high yield savings account, which I love. When I got that money from Amazon, it immediately went into my Capital One high yield savings account. And I made, I want to say 1,200, could even be more than 1,200, because sometimes I don't even really be committing these numbers to memory, but I made well over $1,000 just by having my money sit in Capital One. Okay. There was a point I was making like 200 and something dollars a month just for having my money sitting in that high yield savings account. So if I can't find something to match that high yield savings account, it's not going to happen for me. That's what I call passive income. What I call passive income is Capital One giving me money because I'm saving with them. That's what I call passive income. Keep hearing about new reporting requirement for LLCs and some $500. Yes. So that is I believe, don't quote me on this, definitely look into it, but I believe it is only for people who are registering an LLC in 2024. I don't think it applies to people who already have an LLC. I think it's with the Bureau of Financial Investigations. Don't quote me on this. I posted it on my channel a couple weeks ago. But basically, it's just this new form that they want you to fill out. And it's just basically going to, let them know that you have this business or you've registered this business. And I think I was hearing around the streets that it's because a lot of people, during COVID, when they had those they were basically giving small businesses money or grants. A lot of people took the grants and I guess they thought, I don't know. I believe it's with the Bureau of, let me see, new form for LLCs. Yeah, but I think it's only for people who are registering a new LLC in 2024. So glad you mentioned that. I agree. I need an LLC and EIN number, and I'm doing this about my LLCs with a big thing. Yes, definitely. It applies to everyone. Oh, really? See? Everyone who recently have to do with 3 months of registration. People have it for a long time. I didn't know that. So I have to do it too. It's called the new beneficial ownership reporting requirements. I thought it was only for new LLCs. Hold up. Listen, see, I may need to go read into that because when I read it, I literally thought it was for new LLCs. So entities created or registered before 2024 must file their initial reports by January 1st, 2025. Okay. Yeah. Entities created or registered in 2024 must file within 90 days of creation. And entities created or registered on or after January 1st, 2025 must file within 30 days of creation or registration. Listen, okay, what? What? So yeah, so it applies to privately held LLCs, corporations, entities formed or registered to do business in the US for any purpose, including estate, investment, real estate, tax, privacy, or other personal planning. Great. One more form. It's, yes, it seems to be just for people who have registered an LLC, or if you have a corporation or other entities formed to do business in the US. It doesn't necessarily say sole proprietor, or yeah, it doesn't say that. So it seems like if it is if you have registered your business. Listen, I cannot. So the sole proprietors have to do it too, because I think what she's saying is like she just has a business, and right, Sherry, is this what you're saying? Like you have the business, but when you file your taxes, you file it as self-employed, or did you do a sole? Is there a sole proprietor registration? I don't know. I thought LLC was the only registration. I may be wrong here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I thought you didn't need to register as a sole proprietor, but maybe you do. Oh, okay, so is that the same as like an LLC? Then I guess it would technically apply to you, but I'm not sure. I can add the link too so that we can read more into this and make sure we're doing the right thing. Okay, yeah, then I guess it would apply. Yeah, I think if your business is registered, it seems like it would apply. But you have time. Did you register your business in 2024? In order to get business credit, it's good to have a physical bank branch or an online one. I have a regular online Capital One bank account, but what an online bank is good for business accounts. So I use Novo, and I'm gonna drop my affiliate link in the chat. So if you come back later on today after this video, then you can sign up using my link. But I use Novo. They're completely online, and they're just a really good bank. I really like them. So that's who I use for the debit. And then for the credit card, I use Capital One for the business credit card. Yeah, so if it's 3 years ago, then yeah, it would apply to you. Yep. But you have until next year. So how much is this? Is this free? Is this a free registration? Because everything always costing money. Is this a free registration? I don't know. I gotta look into that because they like to charge folks, and I don't know. I can't deal with it. But yeah, it's kind of weird that they came out with that new thing that they're trying to push everybody to sign up for. But people be doing some shady stuff in the world of business. So I can see sorta. I can sorta see why they want people to do this extra form, but I don't know. Well, just got to keep pushing, you know? Yes. Yes. That sounds like the move to make for sure. For sure. And I feel like, you know, a lot of these, and I can just think about this one experience with my house. So when I bought my first house, did you specifically apply for a business credit card, or did you just use a credit card you had from Capital? I applied for a business credit card. Yeah, I applied for a business credit card. It's free. Okay, perfect. That's good. So I could take care of that much sooner than I would have if it wasn't free. So there's this experience I had with my first house. I purchased my first home, and I had no idea that I needed to file a homestead. So no idea. Had lived in the house for 2 years. As we were looking to purchase this second home, I got hit with a 300 and something dollars increase on my mortgage. And I'm just like, where did this come from? I called my mortgage company. I'm like, what's happening? Where did this $300 come from? Where, why, when, how? And they were like, oh, your taxes went up because, did you file a homestead? I'm like, did I file a what? What's a homestead? What are you talking about? And I was so mad. I was so upset. I was so mad. And I'm like, I wish my mortgage company had said this, like not the mortgage company, but I guess you'd call them mortgage company, like the person you go to get the mortgage. I'm like, why didn't you tell me this? Because this is, I don't know. So my new mortgage company, like in December, they sent me a text. They were like, remember to file your homestead. And I was like, this is what we need. This is what we need. We need businesses who are thinking 10 steps ahead, because your clients and customers are busy. This is your job. Your job is to make sure that I'm getting the best rate. I'm doing, you know what I mean? I'm doing all these things. So what you do, what am I paying you for? What did I pay you? I guess, you know what? Let me not say that, because I had already paid them. I wasn't still paying them. So they felt they didn't have any obligation to let me know about this homestead registration. So if anybody ever watches this, you just purchased a home, you haven't registered your homestead, hurry up, because the deadline is probably about to approach us. I feel like the deadline is March. At least in my state, I think the deadline is March. But if you're purchasing a home, or if you purchase a home in the future, make sure to file your homestead, because when those taxes hit, and nobody wants to get a $300-400 increase on their mortgage, right? It's just not what we're trying to do. Do you recommend getting various business credit from other companies? If you, it's optional, provides a discount for your taxes. Yeah, it is optional, but when your mortgage increases by $300-400, it doesn't feel like it should have been optional anymore. It seems like it should have been a requirement, especially if it's your first home, you're a first-time home buyer, because the reason your mortgage goes up is because your taxes on your home went up. And when your taxes go up, that means that your mortgage company paid more for your taxes than they expected. So now basically you owe your mortgage company. So they have to increase your mortgage so that you can cover what you owe them in your escrow or your home savings account. So it's just something that I wish I had known, because I'm literally still, it's been a year now, and I'm still having to pay an extra $300 every month on that mortgage, which I wouldn't have had to do that if I had filed the homestead. That's a lot. So it almost feels like there are so many things that we don't know about. Like a lot of people don't know that if you make a whole bunch of money online, you don't have any expenses, you need to get yourself some expenses so that, you can have some write-offs instead of just giving them money. You know what? There are just a lot of things that people don't know, like little things that would cause them to save money or to be more, like to be financially stable. And they're just like pumping out cash, 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 just for nothing. I don't know. It's just, I guess we need to read more. I need to read more, and I should have read about the homestead. But I feel like it's the same thing. You're buying a new home, you're starting a new business. There's just so much. There's just so much. And a lot of people just don't, you don't know what you don't know. But at the same time, it's nice to try to know more. Right? People do not understand. All they think money is not. Right, right. Definitely, definitely. So yeah, I think if you qualify for more credit cards, then you can definitely get one. But something to note is that a lot of times, depending on how old your business is, depending on your business's credit history, a lot of times a business credit card is going to be tied to your credit. So when you apply for the business credit card, even though you're putting in the EIN for your LLC, they're still going to ask you for your social security number. And so with that, it's like, it almost makes it seem like you have to have good credit in order to get good business credit. And so a lot of times what people end up doing is they get a secured credit card. So you pay $500, they put it on a credit card, you use it, you pay it off, and then you start to build a business credit. Now you can just get a full on business credit card. So there's that part of it, because it is tied to your personal credit history for some time. But I think as your business grows, or if you have a different type of registration, so not like an LLC, because an LLC is still like a pass-through entity. So maybe if you have a different type of registration, then it wouldn't necessarily be tied to your personal credit. So definitely something to look more into, or ask if you have a tax person. Definitely something to ask them. I may be wrong, but I thought you missed filing for a homestead. You could file the following year before the deadline. In my case, perhaps you could do that. In my case, my taxes had already gone up. So I had already owed the mortgage company like $4,000. They were telling me that my escrow was short. So either way, the mortgage company still wanted their $4,000. But then at the same time, I was looking to purchase a new home, and you can only have one homestead filing. So either way, it was going bad. Like for me, it was so like heart-wrenching, because I was getting a new mortgage, and my new mortgage was on the basis that my old mortgage was a certain price. But now I'm almost getting to closing on the new home, and then they're like, Shanice, so your mortgage payment went up by $300, and this kind of messed with the numbers. And I'm just like, it did. It messed with the numbers. What are you gonna need me to do here? And so in my case, I was renting out my first house. So what they needed from me was for my tenant to pay 1 month's rent, and also 1 month's worth of deposit, which is equal to the rent. So my tenant needed to pay me $7,000 up front before I was able to close on the new home. And my tenant didn't have that. My tenant didn't have that. So I had to basically foot the money. Don't let nobody come for me. I didn't break no laws, but maybe I did. I didn't. I had to basically foot the money. So it was just so stressful. And I think that's when things like that hit people, is when you're trying to do, it almost always feels like when you're trying to do something, something else drops. So here I am trying to close on this house, and y'all just gonna up my mortgage by $300. So it's like, and I feel like that happens to a lot of people. It's just like, you're trying to do something and you're like, oh, like new people registering an LLC. Oh, you're trying to register your LLC. You don't even know about this form. Now they're going to hit you with a $500 bill because you missed the deadline, even though this thing is so new. Like 90 days is not enough time to spread the word. 90 days isn't enough time to spread the word, but it's a good thing that we're here. And if somebody else pops on to this video later on, they'll hear the conversation, and they'll be able to kind of, know that this is something that they need to do. Are you growing spiritually and financially ever since you quit your job? Listen, that's a great question. Check out Carla Dennis' free info session. She gives so many tips to save on taxes. Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to check that out. Definitely, Carla Dennis. Honestly, let me tell you, since quitting my job, it has been a mental struggle. It has been really, 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 really hard. Financially, I can't say no, because since January, I've doubled what I've typically made in my business. So I can't say I'm not growing financially. I may not be like where I would like to be, but it's definitely growth, right? So financially growing, yes. But mentally, it's a lot, because you still have those anxious thoughts. Running a business is very, and I feel like no matter at what level you get to in business, there's still going to be this level of uncertainty that comes with it. And sometimes, that uncertainty can kind of make it lead into like self-doubt, negative thinking. And then another part of it is sometimes you feel as though you could or should be working. And so for me, that plays out in maybe not, instead of like reading my Bible, I read a devotional. You know what I mean? And even just this morning, I got up and I was just like, Lord, I'm asking for you to allow me to spend more time with you and less time working. And this is just the place I want to get to. I want to get to the place where I can only spend 3 to 4 hours a day working. That way I can do more things around my house. I could do more, I could sit down and read more. I could have, and I feel like it was hard because I never had a set schedule. So that is also something that I'm learning to do, is to create a set schedule as I'm home, because it's very easy when you're growing a business to have the time off, to have more time, but spend all of that time working. And that's what I find myself doing, especially with something like YouTube that takes up so much of my time. And I'm trying to pump out 3 videos a week. And it's just like, listen. So I would say it's definitely a process. If you're a person who you had a set routine before, maybe the transition will be a little bit easier for you. But I never really had a set routine before. And so I feel like right now I'm trying to build routines. I'm trying to build these healthy structures in my day, and also trying to be more effective with my work, right? Because sometimes it's where you're putting your energy. So like right now, I'm trying to not put energy into social media, and my focus is YouTube and blogging and Pinterest. And I'm going to do that for a couple of months and see how that works out, and then get back into social media. So I think if you are about to quit your job or you're thinking about it, I would definitely say like try to have a routine before you do that, so that way you can when you do quit your job, you are being intentional with how you're spending your time. You have been blessed to be able to work for yourself in something that made you decide to really, it's time to move. So yes, I really do feel like that each day I wake up and I'm like, I feel blessed to be able to do this. What made me make the decision was because I was experiencing some health issues at my teaching job. And I felt like, and that's probably a big part of why my journey is a little bit different from, other people who may quit their job, is because when I quit my job, I was already experiencing just like mental health issues. I was already experiencing physical issues. And so with that, I feel like it's kind of like I'm trying to grow the business, but I'm also dealing with life, because that's a part of it too. Like whether you're at a job or you're running a business, life is going to be life. And there's going to be things that happen outside of your business, outside of your job, that you have to deal with. And so that's kind of the place that I'm in, is I'm trying to deal with life and deal with business at the same time. And so I knew it was time, and I did pray about it. I even have it up here on I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have a prayer wall. So it was something that was on my prayer wall for a long time. And I made the decision because ultimately I needed to choose me. I couldn't just go to work and die. And that's literally what I felt. I felt like I was just in such a bad place going to work. I was just in such a bad place because teaching is hard, you know. If you're a teacher, I think you'll get it, but teaching is hard. And the school I was teaching in was really, really, really hard. And so that's really why I quit. If I was to choose a financial time in my business to quit, it would have been last year. Because last year I had a set business, you know, I was doing the stationery, it was good, everything was good. But this year I'm moving into a service-based business, and I'm moving into selling digital products. And so it's like I quit my job at a time when I was basically starting over from scratch in my business. And that's definitely difficult. So I always say, like, and I shared this in my other video too, where it's like, if you're gonna quit your job, I would recommend doing it when you have a set product, you have a set system already in your business, and now your time is going to be spent on maximizing what you're already doing, as opposed to me, where a lot of my time is actually being spent on idea generation. Because I'm trying to find the next product. I'm trying to find the next product. I'm trying to find the next thing that's going to take off. And that's a lot versus last year, I had several products already taking off. So, how do you record and edit your videos? Sorry if I'm taking too long to get to the questions, you guys. I record my videos using, I bought this webcam. It's a Logitech webcam. And you know how I actually bought this? Last year, when my video was doing well, with the KDP and everything, someone had reached out to me to do an interview. And I told her, I was like, I'm just going to do the interview for free. Like, she has a much bigger platform than I do. I'm like, I'm going to get all this exposure from your channel, so I'll do the video for free. She was like, no, I like to pay everybody who you know, does videos on my channel. And she was like, how much do you want to, how much should I pay you? Or what's your rate? And I'm like, $50. And she sent me $150. And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but you need to be charging. Somebody asks you how much you're going to charge. You don't need to say $50. You don't need to say, no, you don't need to say $50. And so she sent me $150, and I used it to buy this camera. She never put out the video. She never put out the video. I was just like, sis, when are you gonna put out the video? She never put out the video. But then I was like, you know what? Thank you for at least you paid me, so I don't feel like I wasted my time, because she never put out the video. But so that's how I bought that Logitech camera. So I film all my videos on the webcam, and I edit them using iMovie. I have not purchased any subscriptions to edit videos, none of that. As I said, when you're growing a business, you want to keep your expenses. You want to keep your expenses low. So right now, my goal is to save up to purchase a different camera, but we're going to see. When the YouTube checks start to hit the way that they should be hitting, then maybe I'll get a new camera. For now, I'm just going to use what I have. That was already a good investment. Thank you so much, Sherry. I appreciate that. And have a good amount of money to cover months of your expenses. Yes. And that's also something that I didn't add on that is true for me, is because I do have enough money to cover my expenses. So I save a lot, you guys. I save a lot. I save a lot. I'm a saver. So when I was working, my goal was to save $1,000 every month. And so I saved $1,000 every month. And once I saw that I had a decent amount of money in my bank account, it was a lot easier. I'm not saying that it helped me to make it, I'm not saying it caused me to make the decision. What I am saying is it was a lot easier to make the decision. And I'm also although I have, you know, like a mortgage, I have a mortgage, you know what I mean? And I feel like when you're at a certain place, like you have a mortgage or something like that, I have a husband, it's a lot easier to make certain decisions, just because, you know, when you get to a place where things feel a little less stressful, it's easier to make certain decisions. Because, you know, had I been in another situation, I most likely would have continued teaching until at least the summertime. But because of the situation that I am in, I'm like, you know what? It's okay for me to give this a try. And if it doesn't work, then I can get another teaching job at any point in time, you know? Don't matter. Like they go hire me anyways. They don't have any teachers. Or I can find a work from home job, which was my plan initially. My plan was not to go full time in business. And I feel like we talked about this because that's when I started doing these lives, right? Was when I was like, I want to quit my job. I don't know. That's kind of when I started doing these lives. I think I was a couple months ago, I was calling these lunch break lives. Listen, we on here for 85 minutes, you guys. So that's when I started doing these lives. I was working up to quit the job. And my plan was to find another job, to find a work from home job. And when I saw that my income doubled from 1 month to the next, I'm like, maybe I can push off getting a job for a little while longer. But to be quite honest with you, I feel as though I may get a job just because my business is mostly could be passive, you know? Like I'm working on a lot of digital products. I'm working on putting up good videos on my YouTube. And so I'm also working on opening up a print on demand store. And so those are passive. So once you build it, you can earn from it, even if you're not directly working on it. So I think if I spend 3, 4 months, right? And I build up these passive income sources to a certain point, then at least I can get a job. And now it's more of marketing and maintaining as opposed to needing to do everything from scratch. So there's a lot of different things. Like you could say, okay, let me take 2 months off of work, build up my business to a certain level, and then get another job or get a job in a different field or transition. Because for me, it was more about transitioning out of teaching. So if you're a teacher and you're looking to transition, then the summer months is a great time to, find different passive income strategies that you could do or you could, use to kind of build up in your business. Yes, I do one-on-one consultations, and you can see some of the options on my Shopify store, like in YouTube. If you go over to store, there's my 45-minute and I think my 15-minute session over there as well. My desire is going down to part-time then full. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. That sounds like a really good, like if I had a career, like if teaching was a job where I could go down to part-time and then go full-time in my business, and that would have definitely been an approach that I would take, because I think a big part of working for yourself is time management. And sometimes when you don't have, like me, I'm sitting on live for 87 minutes. When I typically try to come on here for 30 to 40 minutes, because I don't have any set things to do, I can sit on here for 87 minutes. You know what I mean? But time is money. So it's just little things like that that you start to see that you can do when you have more time. But then you have to also understand that this may mean that you stay up working in the back end until 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock to kind of get some of the things, especially if you're a task-based person. Like I'm a task-based person, so I like to knock things off. So you could probably be like, oh, let me just work a little extra tonight. And, I don't know. Time management is huge when you don't have a job. My desire, that's so awesome. Listen, I'm learning a lot from you guys too. By me working, my feet hurt so bad. Oh my gosh. Yes, so difficult. Yes, jobs are stressful. You enjoy making jewelry? Okay. So do you sell them? You're on the spot. I'm looking for a true passive content doing physical work. Yeah, it's a lot. Will you get paid for this live? I do get paid for these lives, but it's, to be quite honest, it's not a whole lot. Thankful for it though. So but I think more so than getting paid for these lives, it's about building community and building trust. And I think it's important. I think that's really important, because I like to look at things as, maybe if none of you become a customer today, whatever, it may be in a year or two, you may become a customer or not, who knows. Somebody else may watch this live later on today and decide, hey, I'm gonna go purchase something, or I'm gonna, you know what I mean? So not, it's forget about what the pennies YouTube are going to throw me for this video. I feel like a lot of times it's the value that you're delivering in the content, that it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, maybe 3-4 months down the line, somebody's going to say, hey, you know what, this was a genuine conversation, or this was something worth pouring into or supporting. And so I think sometimes it's good to focus on the communities that you're building and not the views, the likes, or the ad revenue. Because to be quite honest, I don't make a whole lot from YouTube. I post 3 videos a week, and right now I probably make about $300 from YouTube. And I know why I only make that amount, because on YouTube it's not about subscribers, it's about view counts. And a lot of my videos have not been getting pushed, but that's not to say that 2 years from now those videos get pushed and all of a sudden I'm making whatever each month. But besides just what I get paid on YouTube, most of the customers in my business come from YouTube. So a lot of people on YouTube have purchased my vendor list. People have purchased my ebook, which I just put out a couple days ago. So people sign up for my coaching calls, my consulting calls, and those are you guys, my people here on YouTube. So that's what I would say. If you're looking to start a business, I would recommend getting on YouTube. Don't care about subscribers. Don't care about how much they're going to pay you from ads. That's not important. What's important is, people like to call them leads. I'm not going to call y'all leads, okay? I'm going to call you my community, okay? Why are you in my brain throughout this process? I've literally been talking to my husband about getting an ISBN for upcoming children's book. 150%. Go get your ISBN for your children's book. Thank you so much for checking that video out. I really do appreciate you watching that. I was just saying that that video, I don't know how it's going to do in the algorithm, but I made it because someone asked me a question, and I was like, this is important to this person because they wrote me this really long comment. Let me make this video. So and that's the next thing too, like, some videos are not going to do well on the YouTube algorithm. Does that mean it's not important to one person? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that. So, Jam, transparent knowledge. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, a lot of people are not, but people trying to hustle. It's hard. It's hard out here. Yes, I make handmade jewelry, basic websites. I'm looking to selling because I heard you really want their sellers to win. Go Imagine. I've never heard of that before. I need to go look into that. Go Imagine. That's what it says, right? Thank you guys so much. And you guys are chilling with me for all this time. So, I mean, it's your time too. And I appreciate every single one of you sticking around for this because we vibing. But if you guys have any other questions, I'm more than happy to answer. If you don't, I'm going to pop off of here, get me some water. I need to be working out. That's the next thing too. I have been doing better in terms of my fitness since being home. Because before, I enjoy going on walks, and I usually go for like an hour walk. But when I was teaching, I couldn't do that well, not that I couldn't. I was just so mentally drained that when I got home, I didn't want to do anything besides eat and fall asleep on the couch. And I'm going to be real honest. Like, I would eat, fall asleep on the couch, wake up at like 12 o'clock. Oh, wait a second, I fell asleep on the couch. You know what I mean? But now I haven't been doing that. Now I can go for my walk at whatever time throughout the day. I could go eat some fruit. I'm not feeding into bad habits, because a big part of teaching is just snacks all over the place. Snack, snack, snack. Everywhere there's a snack. And so that is something that I would say physically and health-wise, I've been doing a lot better now that I'm home, because I go for my walk, I have my fruit, I go outside, I'm more mindful throughout the day. So that's a benefit. That's a benefit for sure. I appreciate you sharing your knowledge. Sewing into it's really is a time of someone who listen. Yes. Yes. Definitely. And I think my biggest driving force with this is, of course, my experience, because honestly, sometimes I think about it, and when I really started posting more journals on KDP, it was because I was also, just like many of you, seeing videos of people on YouTube making money doing this thing. And I feel like because I was in such a vulnerable place in my journey, because at the time, and I share this story a lot, is like I was dealing with a loss when I started KDP. And so I feel like with that, I didn't do as good a job of really researching during that time. And I have no regrets at all. Like even with the terminate, no, I don't have no regrets. But I'm just saying, like, I I feel like a lot of people were sharing the result, but they weren't really sharing kind of like the other things that could really happen, or just other things to be mindful of. And so I feel like with me, it's like I want to share the result. I want to let you know that you can really your business could literally blow up, and not blow up for you, but also change lives. But at the same time, you're going to be met with hardships along the way. And so I feel like for me, it's important to be genuine and authentic, and to show you that yes, success is possible, but it's not the way that they be trying to make it seem. And for some people don't like that. Some people just want to know, I can make $100,000 doing this. They don't want to know it may take you a year to get your first $100,000. And that's okay. That's just not me and what I'm trying to do. Have a blessed day, Sherry. Thank you for chilling with me. Thank you, C. Thank you so much. It's raining now, so I can't go for my walk, but I'm gonna go do my Juice and Toya. I like them. They do workout videos here on YouTube if you enjoy working out from home. So I'm gonna go do my Juice and Toya. It's been nice chilling with you guys. Whenever Sherry sends me that message, I know it's time for me to go. You do Juice and Toya. Nice. I love them so much. I really enjoy seeing them. If you have a quick question I can ask, because my time to go was just sent. Whenever Sherry says, have a blessed and prosperous day in the kingdom of God, it's time for me to go. I like reading that message just before I log off. So God bless you too. Thank you so much. He's connecting us so we can learn and grow from each other. That's why I love YouTube. She's my sister and I have to be. Oh my gosh. Friend, goodbye. Have a great rest of your day, you guys. Thank you all for chilling, and whoever watches this later, thank you so much. And I hope that the title of this was Start Your Planner Business, right? So I hope that you're able to start your planner business. If you have any questions about starting an online business or self-publishing, feel free to check out any of my offerings. I have an amazing ebook. It's called From Passion to Profits, and it's really going to give you a step-by-step process to launching your first passion-based business. There's also a checklist in there that is really going to help you simplify the process so that you're able to build a brand that makes you successful, or that is successful, or that connects you to your target audience. I also have my vendor list. So it's called More Than a Vendor List, because not only am I giving you vendors who are able, willing, and ready to print your products for you, but I also share with you some really important tips as you look to get started on your stationery business. And I also have some consultation calls. So if you want to talk with me one-on-one, go ahead and sign up. I cannot wait to talk more with you and actually create a strategy that's going to work for your business. Because a lot of times we can share general information, but general information is not going to be applicable to everybody. So if you're looking to tap in and to create a strategy for you and what you have to offer, then definitely go ahead and set up a session with me. All links are going to be in the description of this video. And I'm going to see y'all in my next video. Make sure to check out a couple other videos on my channel if you liked this one. And keep designing your dream life and business. And I'm going to see y'all. Bye.